Recording equipment is expensive and it's only going up. I just checked the price of the interface that I bought back in 2021, 2022-ish, and it's like $600 more than it was at the time. At the time I bought it, Sweetwater was running this deal where they were selling the Apollo X8P, the Townsend Labs Spear microphone, and a plug-in bundle for around $2,500 or $2,800. And now that same exact interface is about $3,500 or something. It's crazy. Because the barrier for entry is so high right now, I wanted to put together a list of things that you could get to record an EP or an album at home for less than $1,000. I was just barely able to do it, but I did it, so let's get into it. First up is going to be the audio interface, because I'm assuming you already have a computer. If not, good luck getting this entire setup for less than $5K. Computers are expensive and RAM is super expensive these days, so have fun with that. Most people would start off with a Focusrite interface, but I'm actually not going to pick that. I'm going to go with something else. I have nothing against Focusrite interfaces. I love them. I actually have owned two at one point. Apparently Focusrite doesn't even make my interface anymore. I used to have the 18i8 3rd gen, 4 inputs. It was great. And then I upgraded to the 18i20 because I wanted to record drums, and then eventually I sold it so I could get my Universal Apollo. But the one that I'm picking for this video is the Universal Audio Volt. It's a little cheaper than the Focusrite and it'll give you a little bit more bang for your buck. I pulled up Sweetwater so you can see, but it includes this massive software bundle to get you started. All of the Universal Audio software is fantastic. I had a friend when I was in college who would test it out against the actual preamps that we had in the studios, and it sounded virtually the same. Occasionally, like they're doing right now, Sweetwater even runs deals that include more plugins that'll come with it, and there's even a $10 price drop at the moment. So not sponsored by Sweetwater, but if you do want to sponsor this, please let me know. I'm also picking the Volt because it comes with Universal Audio's DAW Luna. I know all Focusrite plugins come with a little Pro Tools, Ableton, and I think something else bundle, but they're not the full versions of each plugin. I forget what the Ableton one is called, but Pro Tools First is super limited. You can't do really a lot in it, and it also has a track limit. When you get Luna, it's just Luna. It has the full everything from Universal Audio. I mean, you're just getting started. It's nice to not have any limits on, track listing or what plugins you can run. So Luna will save you. I've never used it, but I've heard that it's a great DAW. The best DAW is whatever you learn on and whatever you know the best. So if you get started with Luna and you stick with it, it'll be perfect. Moving on to guitars, you can't go wrong with anything from SCL Tones. I've been using them since about 2019, and they have some of the best guitar amp sims on the market. With SCL Tones, you're gonna have a couple of options that you can do to keep this total under $1,000. It's just gonna depend on your preference, so I'm gonna go through all of them. What I'm gonna go with for this video is owning Amp Hub outright. As you can see here, it's $150 one time and it's yours forever. It's got 6 amps, 30 cabs, 13 stomps, and 18 effects. Do I know what these are? No, because they're not listed on the website. But if you want to play Russian roulette, go for it. I also love them so much that I'd be okay with going into this blind. I've used them for so long. I know their stuff is great, so it's fine. Notice how I mentioned a one-time payment. That's because SCL has started doing subscriptions for a lot of their stuff. I'm not a fan of subscriptions. I bought Tone Hub when it came out. I own all of the packs. They're all mine for forever. I don't want to upgrade, not just because I'd lose the money that I spent on the packs, but also because I hate paying for stuff monthly. But if you're okay with a subscription, it'll open up your options a lot and will still keep you under that $1,000 mark, at least for the year. As you can see here, if you pay for the subscription, it comes with 55 amps, 42 pedals, and 34 cabs all in one. It's $14.99 a month, or at the bottom, if you scroll, it says that you can pay $150 for the year. It also gets updated and they add new stuff all the time, so that is pretty cool. Again, I don't personally own Amp Hub, but that's just because I got addicted to buying guitar plugins and I have enough for now. Now, what I own and own outright and have since they debuted it in about 2019, 2020 is STL Tone Hub. Tone Hub and Amp Hub are different in that Amp Hub is amps, and Tone Hub has presets from all of these different artists. Typically, they lean more toward metal artists, but they've got a couple pop punk guys thrown in there too. They've got stuff from Will Putney, Daniel Braunstein's new, I will need to get that, Andrew Wade, Josh Middleton. They also have just a bunch of regular amp expansions here. My favorites on Tone Hub are just 1 amp from each pack, so it's easy for me to navigate. And as you can tell, I have a ton of packs. Some of them were free though, that was nice. Owning Tone Hub outright is more expensive. It's $250. I was gonna use that on here, but I put the total over $1,000. But if you're okay with going $50 over that budget, then grab this. The only problem is that then you'll also need to buy the expansion packs, and that'll just add more on. Which is why I'd say for Tone Hub, it might be best just to pay the subscription model or pay the $150 for the year and then reevaluate after that time. I know I sound like a shill, but I genuinely love STL Tones and their products, but if you don't want to go with them, you can go with Neural DSP. Neural DSP also has fantastic amp plugins. I haven't used them, but like I've heard everything on them. They're great. I think they're also about the same price, around the 150 mark, so it'll be within budget for this. Just never get sucked into those cheap Waves plugins guitar trap. It's not worth it. Their clean tones are okay-ish, but like you're not gonna get good distorted tones out of them. It's not great. If for whatever reason, whatever amp you pick doesn't come with the bass plugin, you're gonna get the TSE Bod for free. The TSE Bod I've also used since college. It is a plug-in version of the SansAmp bass amp. The SansAmp is one of the best DI bass units ever. It's used a ton in professional studios. I, again, used it in college for projects and stuff. It sounds amazing, but expensive, and this sounds pretty close to the real thing. I've A/B'd it with the real thing, and it's not exact, but like 95% for free. Come on, it's a no-brainer. Also, if you really like it, toss the guy $5 on PayPal for a cup of coffee. It's a really good plugin, and you're getting it for free, and it won't put you over budget. Here's where I might lose some people, but remember, we're going for good and cheap, not artistic integrity, and that is MIDI drums. I love real drums. I am a drummer. I own a beautiful SJC kit that sounds phenomenal, but drum mics are expensive. If you want to get drum mics, you're one, going to need to upgrade your interface so that way you have enough inputs for it, and two, you're going to be spending about $1,500 on just the mics alone. Not to mention new heads, room treatment so they sound good. It's going to be a money-sucking machine. So MIDI drums are not going to do that to you. And I've done this before. On my band's second EP, Happiness is Fleeting, we actually used MIDI drums because it was gonna be way too expensive to record real drums. And I used what we're gonna talk about next, Get Good Drums. I'm actually not gonna pick the one that I used. If you're curious, it was the Modern and Massive kit. For my pick, I'm doing the One Kit Wonder from the Downbeat created by Craig Reynolds. I have not used this on a release yet, but here's proof I do actually own it. It sounds phenomenal, and it's only 99 bucks. It includes a ton of MIDI tracks recorded by Craig, and of course it's Craig playing on all the samples, so you have nice hard hits on everything, and you get some crazy patterns with the MIDI stuff. The Fortune Teller paradiddle part and the Guillotine intro are included in the MIDI pack. It's crazy. The reason that I'm picking this is because when they say mix ready, they mean mix ready. These tones are absolutely incredible. I'm usually pretty good at picking out whether drums are real or fake, and this would fool me 100%. I'm pretty sure that Nolly mixed everything, so like you're getting drums mixed by Nolly. Like, come on, again, a no-brainer. I own Superior Drummer and a Pop Punk Easy X kit in addition to the Modern and Massive from Get Good Drums, and this is easily the best sounding of the bunch. Not that the others sound bad, this is just on a different level. If you only plan on recording instrumentals, then congrats, you can click off this video. And you can relish in the fact that you're gonna spend less than $500 on your whole setup. If you plan on recording vocals, then I'm sorry, but this is gonna be the most expensive thing that you buy. My pick for a vocal mic is gonna be the Shure SM7DB. I know that there are other budget mics out there, but I honestly think that this is the best fit. I know people are screaming at me about a bunch of budget options that are out there, specifically the Rode NT1, but I'm not a fan of it, and I think it sounds kind of harsh. It's also a condenser mic, and I don't think that your microphone in a bare bones studio setup should be a condenser. Condenser mics are great, but they sound best when there's room treatment. I'm making this video thinking that you have a computer and a dream to start recording, so I don't exactly think that you're gonna have room treatment up. Like, you could just kind of put yourself in a closet with it, but I'm a stickler for sound, so I'm going with what sounds the best. Because with a dynamic microphone like the SM7DB, there's no room treatment required. Again, I've done this before. The singer in my band, Alex Carlin, uses a regular SM7B to record backing vocals in his kitchen. And it's a kitchen. Like, the sound is going to bounce off of all of the tiles and the hard counter and everything in there. But I've edited all of the backing tracks that we've ever used, and they all sound great. I've never heard anything in the background. Like, there's no electronic noise or anything being picked up from the fridge or whatever. It's pretty much just the vocals. If you're wondering why I chose the SM7DB over the SM7B, it's because Shure finally fixed the gain staging within the microphone. The SM7DB comes with a built-in preamp, which means that you do not have to get something like a cloud lifter to actually hear the mic using your interface. My Apollo has enough gain for me to be able to use an SM7B, but I really don't know about the Volt, and I know the Focusrite doesn't have enough. It's about a $100 price difference between the DB and the B, but a cloud lifter is about 100 and something, so cut out the second thing, get the 7DB, make your life easier. And yes, I did the math for you. It's $149 for the interface, $149 for the amps, $99 for the drums, and $549 for the microphone, which brings our grand total to $946. I didn't include tax or anything because that varies by state and country. I'm also not counting the sales that Sweetwater has, especially on interfaces. Check their website really often. I don't know about Get Good Drums, but I know that STL also runs crazy sales on like Black Friday and I think Memorial Day. They usually do 2 really good sales a year. If you're just starting out and you want to record a song, an EP, or even an album from your bedroom, this setup will get you there. And don't listen to any old heads who shit on MIDI drums or amp sims. Quality is king. You'll get a great product out of this, and that's what matters.